Show podcast. Hello to each and every one of you. From the Back Alley Comedy Club, Fear Bunker Studio. Feels so good. My robins have fledged. That's right. There's 5 little robin chickadees bouncing around my nature preserve. Do you say preserve or reserve? I don't know. Of a backyard. I'm hoping to God we don't have a attack of avian bird flu. Have you heard that one? They said you should ditch the bird feeders in your backyard because avian bird flu is the next thing that will kill us. And I would sneer at that if, COVID hadn't happened that killed the world. So now I'm like, oh, shit, are you telling me my backyard could be there is a ugly Armenian man's backyard where we suspect the latest pandemic started. They say that if you notice a bunch of dead birds around your yard, that there's that's a pretty good indicator that you've got trouble. Jason Mays, he said that he did that. Oh, I get it. He's saying, I did that. I think he's saying, I did that, referencing Joe Biden. Joe Biden did that? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying you actually did get rid of the bird feeder? I can't tell when it's written down on the chat. Chronic Mayhem, Corey, says 1 million Americans are dead from COVID. It's interesting because it seems like that keeps being referenced. 2 weeks ago, they were like, there's 1 million people that have died. We've hit a grim milestone. I was like, yeah, well, all right. And then 5 days later, I turned on the news and I said, we have hit a grim milestone. And then today, they're saying, the White House is saying there is flags will be at half staff because we have hit a grim milestone. I'm like, oh, wait. Well, can you guys get your shit together here? See? It's all fake. The whole thing is fake. No, I don't think it is. Jason says, that's going to be you, Eric Zane, when the pandemic starts. The next one. I did that. All right. Yeah, I expect a lot of that today. A lot of this ridiculousness from my brain. It's another ADHD day, but I feel great. I know I look great. It's going to be 90 degrees today. It is just spectacular, the swing in temperature change here in the great state of Michigan, here in the peninsula, where, we went from a cool spring to debilitating heat. That is incredible. 90, but feels like 97 because it has been humidity. A lot of high humidity. So that just is, I am, but I'm not complaining, I'm just kind of taking it all in. It's just weird to walk outside and be like, okay, dogs can't take walks. They just won't have it. So, that's kind of where we're at right now. Incredible how quickly that turned on us. As you know, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. I have something I want to share with you. A little audio show and tell. I can play it for you. This is from, I just realized something. For a second there, I didn't even have anything recording the show. Oh, God, that'd be terrible. I have a little audio show and tell because yesterday, back on the radio, doing the huge show is live across Michigan. This is how the show started.
Now at 1-866-838-HUGE.
If the show suddenly gets muted on any of the sources that you're enjoying it on right now, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, it's because this song, the intro song, is playing it, and their algorithms recognize it, and it's muting me. Sure, you can go ahead and hang yourself on social media, but if I play any bit of a song that's copywritten, I'm blocked, and they cut me off like Alex Jones.
That's 1-866-838-4843.
You ready?
Now, let's go to the Auto Value Bumper to Bumper
Why does this chick sound so horny? Meow. She's like wet.
Parts Studio with the huge one, Bill Simonson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simonson. It's the Huge Show. Welcome to the only show where we tell it like it is. Huge opinions, big name guests. Your host, Bill Simonson. Did I mention we have big name guests? I'm your host, Bill Simonson. All across the state of Michigan, 19 great radio stations. Bringing you the Huge Show. Love this song. Did I mention that we're all across Michigan? 866-838-HUGE. All right, I can't do that anymore. Thank you very much for welcome. This is Eric Zane, filling in for the one, the only Bill Simonson on.
Eventually, I'm going to post that all, and you can check it out at your leisure. It was it's interesting because you start talking, and every mic, every room sounds different. I mean, like this room compared to what they have there. It sounds super processed. In my opinion, too processed. They put so much juice behind the voice, the technical elements of it, that to me, it doesn't sound natural. It's just, I don't know, something about it, and it throws me off. So I start the show, and I've got all these instruments in front of me that are telling me, they're called VU meters in the green, yellow, red, and you go into the red, and then this little thing lights up. It says overload, 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 and then. After the first segment, which I listened back to it, okay? Now, hold on, let me back up. The first segment of the show ends, and Brett comes in. He goes, hey, the engineer just texted, and he says you're too hot on the mic. It's like causing trouble. It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. And so I'm like, oh, okay, boy, I didn't know. I just turned it up and went for it. So then I back the mic down a little. And then I get a text, or Brett gets a text. He's like, oh, hey, man, you're way too low. You gotta give it more juice. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm right away reminded of how fucked up it can be. Already, people are chiming in, telling me what the fuck to do. So I'm like, yeah, hey, Brett, why don't you tell all of those people to fuck off? God. He laughs. Thank God he doesn't do that. I listened back to it. And it sounds fine. It's perfect. You see, they spend a lot of money on pieces of equipment that if your voice is too hot, as they say, this piece of equipment like puts it down. And if it's too low, too low. I see you, Great Gabagool. Holy fook, it picks it up. So I'm like, well, you pay for all this shit. Don't come to me. I'm just talking. It's it will do its job. Gates, compressions. Corey knows a thing or two about this. Plus, I have now on this racket here. When I'm banging the Zenith, that is this piece of equipment, okay? But still, though they have the same thing there. When I'm listening back to it, I'm like, God, it's like I'm fucking Darth Vader, you know? So we're leading up to do this show yesterday, and Brett comes up and he goes, "Hey, big news, Eric Zane." I go, "What is it, Brett?" He says, "The Detroit Tigers are playing a day game today on 96.1, which is the flagship of Bill's network." And I go, "Okay, so we won't be on 96.1. He goes, "No. You're going to be on all the other radio stations, but not on 96.1. I said, "Oh, okay. Did not know that, but no big deal. I don't care." As I'm getting ready to start the show, minutes before, I go live on Facebook. And I'm like, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to listen to me on The Huge Show in Grand Rapids, Michigan, you have to download the iHeartRadio app and then find 96.1 The Game and listen on the app. Because we won't be on the radio because of a Tigers game." And then that's it. I make this big announcement on Facebook and Twitter and spread the word in case anybody wants to listen. As we're getting closer to the top of the start of the show, top of the hour, I just had a sneaking suspicion that was not true. I said, "Hey, are you sure there's a Tigers game today?" And I don't know what was eating at me. Probably because the day before they did a doubleheader, a day evening doubleheader. And he goes, his answer when I said, "Hey, are you sure?" He goes, "Well, I think so, kind of." And I'm like, "Well, that's not nearly as assured as you were the first time you told me this. That seems like you don't know." I do a little bit of research, 10 seconds, which is probably what I should have done the first time he said it. And sure as shit, they start at 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. I will be on 96.1 in Grand Rapids. I'm like, well, what the fuck? So that was embarrassing. Comedy of errors. My first guest was a gentleman by the name of Nate Smith, who is the head football coach for the West Michigan Ironmen. And I brought, I said to him, I go, "Yeah, if you can just get to the lobby of the building, downtown Grand Rapids at 2:50, we'll feature you. We'll start dealing you into the show a little bit after 3, and then just chit-chat, talk the Lions. The guy knows a lot about football, and hang out, have a good time, and then we'll promote the West Michigan Ironmen. This is easy." He's 5 minutes late. I'm putting out the fire of the false information, the false flag that Brett made me put out. It's all Brett's fault. And I'm like, "Nate, where are you?" And he texts me. He goes, "I don't know where I am." And I'm like, "Do you have Alzheimer's? Do you have a stroke or something? Are you wandering around like an old man in the street who lost his way from the old folks' home?" So then I give up texting. I call him. I go, he goes, "Hey, where am I?" I go, "I don't know." I go, "What do you see around you?" He says, AC Hotel. I go, well, that's several blocks from where you need to be. How did you manage this? You know, most people just put 77 Monroe Center and they follow the blue line. That is, you know. And he goes, well, okay. Anyway, I'm here. I go, well, yeah, that's like by my first radio station in town here, the AC Hotel. It used to be TGI Fridays. No, you got to walk. He goes, should I drive? I go, no, not necessarily. You can make it. He goes, well, I go, do you have a thing on your phone called Maps? Yeah, but I got to walk and I don't know how to click it to, you know how like when you put an address in and you're, you know, just a few blocks away from someplace, let's say in a city or something like that. And there's the little icon of the man walking. You just hit that. And it does you, instead of the solid blue line, it does you the dotted line to indicate your steps. This is so simple. And he goes, I don't know how to do that. I go, you don't know how to do that. I go, you put the address in and you click the thing and then that you hit go. I go, and I said, Nate, I can't help you. You're going to die. I go, if I see you, I see you. If you get to the lobby, call. And then I heard, time to start the show. And so I'm doing that. I'm doing that first segment, and then the phone buzzes, and it's him. And I actually, you'll hear me. You would hear me on the thing say, "Hey, he's here. Can you go get him? I'll hold down the fort and talk to these people." I'm like, of course it starts like that. Of course it does. But it went off without a hitch. There's a couple of, you know, minor tech things that I occasionally I would like hit up a piece of the controls to fire the commercials or something like that, and I don't have it potted up like I'm supposed to. Running a very loose, sloppy board, something I haven't done in years, but was at the controls, and it was fun. I loved that. I had so much fun doing that. I can't wait to go back on again today. On the huge show across Michigan is the only show we got huge opinions. We tell it like it is and whatever the fuck. The general manager of the radio station, or the market manager as he's known. This is how it goes in radio. It used to be the general manager of the radio station. Okay? And then it was general manager of the cluster. And then it was general manager of the market. And then it was, market manager. And then it was regional manager. And then it was multi-state manager. So, you know, these people that run radio stations, what was one guy running one radio station 20 years ago, now one guy runs 90 radio stations. I see him. He comes walking in. I go, Tim, how are you? He goes, uh-oh, this is going to be spectacular. I go, you're damn right it's going to be spectacular. You're going to love this. He goes, and so, you know, this is what they do. They'll listen. They're all listening, but they don't dare say anything. Because if they say something, if it's bad, they're afraid it's going to be worse. If it's good, they're afraid that any communication about what they're hearing is going to somehow make it bad. Very finicky bunch of people. Okay? So, but, you know, all in all, man, it's nice being back in a radio station doing a talk show. Here's the difference. The long 2 hours of talking that I'm doing here now, that has kind of gotten me really almost like overqualified. I hate to say it. That's a very braggy thing to say, but if you think about it, now I have to go on there and talk for, 10 minutes and then play a bunch of commercials and come back and do it again. And I'm like, fuck, this is easy. This is absolutely easy. I was a little worried that I might swear because I get so loosey-goosey, but, as soon as I started talking, I was like, well, this is not going to be a problem. I could just sense it, that it was, I talked about how I get so used to swearing on my podcast. Will I feel so unbelievably comfortable that I start dropping F-bombs? But not at all. It was fun. I loved it. No pressure whatsoever. That's what made it fun, The last show I was on, thank you, Melissa, on BBL, it was intense pressure, trying to get your ratings. And Ben and I were fighting for a period of time, and it was terrible. And then you had I don't know, it was just kind of wonky. I enjoyed, I look back fondly on the hard work that we did and what we accomplished, but it was just tough, But thanks to Bill for letting me do that, and the folks at the Michigan Sports Network. That is the name of the organization that puts that show on. Thank you. Who's Wycon Rob? You seemed so comfortable and in your element yesterday. It was awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chronic Mayhem, Corey says, and then you with Kyle being found out as a pedophile. That did slow us down a little bit. I'm not going to lie. 6 shows in, hey, this guy's a convicted felon. What? I go walking in the office. Hey, are you a convicted felon? Do you have that look? The blood rushing out of the face. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to take some steam out of what we're trying to do here. I'm thinking that the plan going forward is a little bit compromised, being that you're a convicted felon and you lied on the application. That's a little weird. That might be a red flag. Can you maybe talk me through this one? I'm a bit confused. I feel like I've been duped. All right. So, loved it. And back on again today. I actually watched a basketball game last night, and I actually enjoyed it. I haven't watched a basketball game in years. But I was like, I should probably pay attention a little, just out of respect for the format and Bill and the audience. So I sat down, and I'm watching, hold on here, the Celtics at home against the Bucks. And man, I love that shit. I sound like Kevin. That was great. I'm going to keep watching. The Celtics were up, and they looked to be about ready to take off at the end of the third quarter for those few of you that watched it. I don't know. Maybe a lot of you do watch this shit. Do you guys watch the NBA? And they led, well, by the time I started watching it, they went on a tear in the third quarter, and then that continued in the fourth quarter, and then back in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, the Bucks came on strong, and they ended up taking the lead with just a handful of seconds left for the first time since early in the game, and they ended up stealing one. 2 incredible defensive stops by some guy who wears a shirt. I forget his name, but it was sweet. And then in the late game, the Memphis Grizzlies, with no Ja Morant, kicked the shit out of Golden State. That was impressive. That is a reference, Great Gabagool. Basketball is my favorite game. I play this game because I ain't lame. What was that guy's name? Wiz something? All right. Yeah, that was dramatic. For you folks that are enjoying the show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, it's time for you to go. Thank you so much for enjoying the intro, the open of the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you want more, It's on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Go there on your desktop, laptop, or download the app. That's what a lot of people do. They download the Twitch app. And then you just search Eric Zane Live, all one word. There I am. You can pick right up where we're leaving off right now. Follow it once you get there. If you follow it, then you'll know, and also engage the notifications. You'll know when I go live. Otherwise, download the audio podcast. It will be made available as soon as I get done with this show today. So thank you so much, and I say goodbye to you now. Okay. Think we're alone now. I don't have any water in here. I think we're alone now. All right. Now, as you know, Twitch is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. They also sponsor Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT, at Eric Zane Show. Please follow on Twitter. And then, of course, the almighty YouTube, Frank the Tank Fuss, buyinsurancehere.com. A licensed independent insurance agent / broker sponsors the YouTube channel. Subscribe and hit the bell notification. Yesterday at the YMCA, it was, well, I had help, and then I was betrayed. I think I'll start by showing you the betrayal. Team Knuckledragger. That would be Andy and Brian. They even made their own T-shirts and gave me one. They were at the gym. And we now have a system, as I am an honorary member of Team Knuckledragger. They said, hey, we're wearing the Knuckledragger T-shirts on Wednesday. So I wore my T-shirt. So all three of us have the same T-shirt. And then at the end of the workout, at the end of the day, they decide on a wardrobe, these two. They say, hey, for tomorrow's workout, red top, black shorts. And now that would mean Andy, Brian, and me have to wear the same gear. Yes, it's that gay of an endeavor. But that's what we do. So it might be blue top, black shorts, blue top, gray shorts, but we figure out the wardrobe for the next day's workout. Yesterday, I show up there after doing the huge show. I've got my Team Knuckledragger shirt on. Andy, Brian are there. And another dude named Cecil, who actually subscribes to the Patreon and listens to the show. Cecil's there doing deadlifts. I have no idea this is happening. This is Cecil right here. And this is what Andy of Team Knuckledragger did to your old pal Eric Zane. He just sent me this.
Watching the Netflix series.
So, dude, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why are you grinding so hard? I mean, dude, you're hitting that hard. What's up with that?
I don't look like that.
He points to me on a treadmill.
The guy like that? Oh, I get it, dude. Holy crap. Well, I'll tell you what. Keep working hard.
Fucking assholes.
Because, whoa.
Okay. First of all, what a bunch of assholes. What a setup. Second of all, I never see myself run because, I don't have a mirror. And I look like such a piece of shit here as I'm running. Look at that. I run like I've got a stick up my ass.
You mean the guy like that? Oh, I get it, dude. Holy crap.
And then look at all that jiggle.
Well, I'll tell you what. keep working hard, dude, because, whoa.
I want to actually look fit. Yeah.
Oh, dicks. Okay. Brady fan 1989 says tits bouncing. LOL. Savage Sack Lunch says an amazing gazelle pregnant. Aram says that's hurtful and then says, is that proper running form? Oh, I felt like I was running. Corey says very stiff form. Kate says, I have sports bras. Do you need one? Oh. Amanda says you do run funny. Kenny says that was more than an elbow. Aram calls it a knifing. That's so funny. James in Granville loves it. Corey says, look how far you stick your chest out. My God. It's not all bad, though. I've been talking with you about how my goal is to bench press 200 pounds by summer, which I guess is like, what, June 21? And I've been hovering around 190. I've never gotten past 190. Andy from Team Knuckledragger said, I notice, Eric Zane, that when you're, and by the way, I just was reminded of this because I said Eric Zane, Kyle from Dumpster Divers is moved to tomorrow. He says, Eric Zane, I got a couple things going, Eric Zane, can't make it. Andy from Team Knuckledragger, whenever he would spot me when I'm trying to do this bench press, heavy weight for me, he said, like, the last inch and a half off of my chest. He says, I'll be lowering it down, and then, like, the last inch and a half, it'll get down to my chest and almost, like, drop. And then I can't get it off my chest. Okay, there's a lot of jokes there, what I'm saying. I know, but just stay focused here. So I go, okay, so what? He goes, well, you know, I do that too. And, you know, an extra inch and a half isn't going to make or break anything. So what I want you to do, Eric Zane, is bring it down and practice stopping about an inch and a half, 2 inches above your chest, and then go get it, lift, do the weight. And if slowly but surely you will acquire the stability to bring it all the way down. Okay? That's going to take a little time. But, you know, if you drop it like that and then you can't get the weight up, you're also risking injury. You're old as shit. So, you know, I mean, it's okay. I go, all right. So he says, this is what I want to do. I'm going to give you the fist. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, I'm going to put my fist on your chest and then lower the weight down. And when you hit my fist, power it up. Okay? And I said, okay, let's try that. So then I started practicing that way. So it looks weird because I got Brian from Team Knuckledragger spotting me, and Andy's got his fist on my chest, like kneeling. So it looks like Make-A-Wish weightlifting is what it looks like. Okay, this is the type of thing where, you know, occasionally you'll see the kid with Down syndrome on the basketball court. And the other team, you know, lets them score, and the kid goes, yeah, and they rush the court. This is the equivalent of that, it appears. But not really, because I am lifting the weight, but I give you all that background because, you know, just so you know when you see what I'm about to show you, you won't be like, oh, that's bullshit. So I'm lifting, and I go, so, all right. When do I try to max out? And they go, all right, how much have you lifted? I go, well, I'm going to put 175 on there right now. And so they spotted me, and I lifted it up, no problem. They go, okay, you're ready. go for it right now. Put 20 pounds on here and try to break your record. 190 is where I'm stuck at. So put 195 on there. I got the fist on my chest. Brian standing over me in case I lose it. I bring it down and boom, right up. I'm like, yes, gains. Isn't that what you muscleheads call them? Gains. So now I'm at 195. 195. I get done with that, and Brian says, it was too easy. You need to put 200. Actually, Andy says, you need to put 200 pounds on there. And Brian says, no. You need to put 205 on there. You really got that up. You got it up, Eric Zane. I go, all right. I am going to put 205 on the bar. Kate says, guess I'm out. What does that mean? Were you guys betting on me? Were there inside bets made on your old pal Eric Zane? All right. So here's the video. 205. That's me, obviously. Above me is Brian. This is Andy. Yes, I'm wearing two different colored socks. Yes, it looks like Andy has shin guards on. He puts these on when he's doing deadlifts so he doesn't hurt his legs. These guys are really intense. Okay, so here it is. You didn't see any of that because I didn't have it going. Okay, there's Brian. There's Andy. There's his shin guards. There's me. Thank God I caught that. That would have been terribly embarrassing if I did this whole thing and then didn't even show you the video. But, okay, I caught it. Here we go.
Cool, just like this. Okay. Rolling. Got it. 205. We hit 195. See Knuckledragger. See the shirts? Zandy, Brian.
You had one.
We had two. I'm an honorary meeting.
These guys are jacked. They work really, really hard.
Good. We're going to make this.
These guys make this gym. Okay.
Give me the fist. Give me the fist. There's the fist.
Big push. Big push. Big push.
What the hell? Okay. Hold on. I just got a spinning disc of death. Let me play it again.
Big push. Big push. Big push.
Why does it keep getting hung up? What the fuck?
Big push. Big push. Big push. Big push.
Okay. That's annoying the shit out of me. Of course that's happening. I'm trying to show you something, and it's so not cooperating.
Big push. I was just kind of following. Dude.
Just my luck. There's nothing that I did for a change. The video is hung up. That is so funny. But anyway, I got it up. I got the weight up.
Thank you. Good job. Good job.
Yes. Woohoo!
Hey, hang on.
Yeah. Get a picture.
Get a picture of this. Get a screenshot. You can Photoshop it.
We gotta get together.
Look at that, huh? How about them apples?
All right.
Look at Andy's haircut. Of course he lifts weights. Andy's like 55 years old, by the way. The guy in the middle he's the leader of the gang. Brian's like the quiet one. Everybody calls me the quiet one. Kate says, glad you got it up, Eric. Finally, after all this time. Thank you, Kate. I'm glad that you're congratulating me about getting it up. So it worked. I got it up. 205. Okay. So the last time I put more than 200 pounds up was probably 1990. So how many years is that? That's 30 years. Wow. Okay. So now they're like, but here's the problem, Eric. Not only are you making gains in the strength over 200 pounds, but your body is quickly catching up at a faster pace. All right? Your body will be over 200 pounds before too long. And I laughed at that. It's true. So what did I do? Okay, so I did my half-mile repeats. Okay, training for the Grand Rapids half marathon against Mike Ball. That is happening again. Crushed it lifting weights. Thank you for the congratulations. And thank you for the jokes, too. I went home. It's time to eat. I want to eat. Started with an everything bagel. With I can't believe it's not butter. Then, what the hell? Oh, Jackie Madison brought home B-dubs, and she had some wings. And so I cherry-picked a couple of those. That was that. And then where did I go from that point? Oh, the NFK's got these El Monterey breakfast burritos in the freezer. Okay. Throw that in the microwave. It's too hot. I want to eat it right then and there. It's just too hot. So while I'm waiting for that to cool, a couple of bowls of this Special K. Have you tried this Special K yogurt and vanilla almond cereal? It's sugar cereal that's made to look like it's good for you. So only 3 bowls of that. At about that time, the breakfast burrito, the El Monterey breakfast burrito, was cool enough, and I was able to just pound that thing. Aram asks, are you eating NFK food post-workout? Oh, yeah. Yeah, now that food is for me. You know, now it's so started to turn. Kyle says all cereal is bad for you, which is a shame because it's so good. Even like All Bran or something like that. Melissa says you need to revisit your podcast the day after the last race. No, I'm not going to do that. You see, at the end of that, during that show after the last race, I was not in the right mindset, and I am done. I'm never doing this again. And I'm sure I said something along the lines of, and I know that after a period of time, I'm going to start to come back to the pack, but I've got to resist that urge. I'm tired of being injured. Bullshit. All bullshit. You got to flush that stuff. I am in an absolutely different frame of mind now. Okay? And I've got enough time to be trained 20 weeks where I won't be. And I was also injured. Okay? Bear in mind, I was injured. I had that problem with my, I don't know what it was, my sciatic nerve, my hamstring. It was an unbelievable amount of discomfort that really slowed me down. And I didn't want to train. So I failed. But that's gone now. So, you all, I want to let you know that you can all suck my asshole if you think that I am not going to destroy this man. I am going to obliterate him. And I'm going to do it with anger. I am going to beat the shit out of Mike Ball in this race. It's going to be so ugly. I predict at least a 10-minute victory. I am not letting up. I'm going to be lean and mean, and I am going to fuck his shit up. I'll tell you that right now. Kenny says he'll drop $50 on Mike Ball. Yeah, all right. It's going to be the same thing. If you dicks want to place a bet, you got to put 25 down, and then you make the bet. The bet is who will win and by how much. Melissa says, are we back to this again? Yes. That's something I talked about the other day. You were too busy organizing an Ignite the Right rally or some shit. You must have missed that. Yes, that's happening again. Shut up, dumbass. Aram says, I'll take Eric plus 30 minutes.